Other issue there is that Andy hasn't played real long.
No, he's played a lot less.
Right.
That was 137, and it looked like it hit both lines. Oh, caught the outs. Well, maybe I'm seeing things too fast. He's tight right now, and he's not particularly quick around the court. And he can't afford to be lazy. Like, he's just reached out for that forehand there.
He's already made 4 errors, Johansson, off the forehand.
It's a hit-miss match with Johansson. You hear that wind starting to pick up. It's going to make life difficult for him. There's another weak play.
Well, we heard Mats Wilander last night with us during the MAC phone segment. He said if Johansson played his game, Mats thought Johansson would win.
Which is going to be difficult to do. He did add in this situation.
Right.
Now with these conditions, even more difficult. His footwork favors someone who was in these conditions like they are now. The better athlete's going to help. I mean, I think you saw how well Hewitt played in this afternoon under those conditions. Incredibly well, I thought. And Roddick has improved his foot speed. He's going to have to hit a mountain of aces, which he probably will do. Any indication coming into this match.
Third ace. The winner plays Leighton Hewitt. Which adds another twist to the story. Joachim Johansson's girlfriend for the last several years is Leighton Hewitt's sister.
That's right. So probably in a way he's hoping to play Roddick. Doesn't want to lose to the sister's boyfriend. See that ball spinning wickedly into Roddick's body. We'll also see a lot of forehand winners today. He lines it up properly, gets his feet in position.
Well, that's what you talked about, Johnny. How he holds his serve. A bunch, 4 aces in that first game.
Well, we know 3 of the 4 semifinalists. Now we're going to wait to see who Leighton Hewitt will play. Let's just hope they get this match in.
Talk about form. If Roddick wins, it's the 1, 2, 4, and 5 seeds in the semis. That is what we've been conditioned to see with the women, not necessarily with the men.
30.
Roddick is obviously in form. Hewitt is in form. Neither have dropped a set. Federer found a way to win. It just shows you how much he's maturing and playing so well in the big matches and points. And Henman's had a great year in the majors.
The only top seed out was Carlos Moya. What did it look like, Andy?
Just through the curveball.
Yeah, right. The wind really whipping now. How short that was.
He did not. I mean, for him, that's unheard of. 100 miles an hour. The crowd does not know what to make of this so far. They've been quite content to sit on the derrieres and wait it out for a while.
So there's a hold of serve. So we begin this quarter. Both players holding. Heavy, humid air, wind, and a lot of late arrivals entering as is custom. So Johansson backs away for a moment. Well, there's her.
She's won a couple Grand Slams.
Yes, she has.
20 something, or we'll find out. 22. I mean, it's some incredible amount.
Just say 138.
Yeah,
sounds good. Chris Evert, 18 championships.
Is that
nice
all?
Nice to see, Chris. I thought you won the French 18 title.
Exactly. So much for that win not being a factor.
15.
Those are being promoted as entrants in the Andre Agassi lookalike contest. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Maybe on the right.
There's certain similarities.
Well, Johansson is 6'6", and you can see he doesn't cheat himself. I mean, he smacks it.
Who's she rooting for?
It's Jaslyn Hewitt.
She's going to want her boyfriend to win here, and then what happens in the semis? Leighton Hewitt's mom on the left there. Now what happens if Joachim wins this? Johansson can do effectively is hit that forehand with depth and power to Roddick's back, but he can also hit it short outside the court and force Roddick maybe to go for more than he wants to. He was content to stay behind the baseline and wait for his forehand. And Johansson can hurt him with that top spin he uses well. He's
40-15.
It's tougher to hit a, or you have to basically go for the winner if it's a shorter and off the court. And then that opens the door for Johansson to hit winners to the open court.
Game Johansson.
So it's 2-all.
2 games all for set.
Showed you Chris Evert, and it triggers my mind that just before we came back on the air for the night shows, you see Johansson losing only 1 set en route. Martina Navratilova's U.S. Open came to an end.
Did she lose that mixed doubles?
Martina and Leander Paes were beaten in the super tiebreak of mixed doubles.
They have a super tiebreak again.
By Alicia Malik and Todd Woodbridge.
That's on the line. So is that the end for her? You think she said this is her last Open?
Well, that's, I think
we've heard that before.
Yes, I think that's open to debate. I've heard varying versions of that.
She will be 48, I believe, soon.
Yes.
Very soon. Court's got a different color down there. I don't know if it's slippery, but it sure looks like it is up here.
Right where Johansson is standing, that corner of the court, while the drying perhaps has taken a little bit of a toll. They scraped a lot of the layers of paint off the courts for this year's Open in an attempt to help it dry faster. They felt last year that with all the extra layers of paint that built up through the years, they were absorbing water.
30-15.
That looks slippery. I mean, it's not going to affect the speed of the court, but it's certainly going to affect the player's movement. I hope I'm wrong. Well, that's power in that backhand as well. He really stepped in.
30 all.
And he did something that was interesting. He just hit a one-handed short ball. That's probably because Johnny's got a one-handed backhand. Yeah, but he forced Roddick in, and he's got a chance to break.
We're getting a little explanation from our crew members that there may be a little bit of an oil spill from one of the drying machines last night. That's what gives the corner of the court that you're going to see here in the front of your picture that look.
I don't even remember Roddick being broken. There it is.
Wow, and a double fault. And that gives Johansson the first set lead.
Yeah.
Well, wind kicking up again at the National Tennis Center, and it has started to rain, and that's going to stop play. Just as they were ready to begin.
Fortunate.
Yep. Brian Early, the tournament referee, comes out. Johansson was the guy that walked. Roddick standing out there.
Roddick's still out there waiting, but I mean they're not going to be able to play right now.
Brian Early, tournament referees, came out and motioned the players, and this is because the USTA has weather equipment down in the USTA headquarters here in the building. They know, and we understand from the USTA, they're expecting about a half an hour. So Brian Early stopping play for the moment with Joachim Johansson up a break. Roddick had a serve broken once by Rafael Nadal in their second round match, although it was not in a very crucial time. Roddick was comfortably ahead.
Well, I guess the good news about it being windy is that this would blow through pretty quickly or keep the court relatively dry. So that's a positive.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
And let us hope this is short. What a way to have to go off the court when you just double faulted and gone down a break.
Yeah, and Andy didn't look thrilled about play stopping here. But Johansson appeared to have no interest in continuing.
Well, I'm sure he had an interest in continuing, but
once it started to rain.
Yeah, well,
right.
He'd had a lot of interest in continuing that start he got off to.
Well, it's a walk that Andy Roddick is very used to from his Wimbledon experience. Twice they had to do this during the finals this year. And it was after the second rain delay that Roger Federer finally seemed to get the measure of Andy in their championship match. And so they do it early tonight with Joachim Johansson up a break. Federer, Henman, and Hewitt all won earlier today. This the last spot in the men's semis as we're with you on our final night on USA at the Open.